Alright everyone, welcome back to this Beefcast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef. Thank you once again for joining me. Going into Game 2 of this Best of 5 series, coming out of Assembly Summer 2012, Group Stage 1, the round of 32. Let's get right into it. In the bottom left-hand corner of this GSL Daybreak map, we do have the Red Zerg down 0-1 in this series. He is WW.SortOf. And his opponent showing some absolutely beautiful play there in that last game, denying his opponent's economy, getting up that beautiful composition there in the late game on Entombed Valley. He is the blue Protoss Liquid'HerO. So like I just mentioned, just absolutely gorgeous play coming out of Hero in that late game. Not a whole lot going on in the early or mid game, just trying to deny each other's tech, just trying to put on a little bit of economic harassment, and doing a nice job with just a few zealots of being able to put on a ton of economic harassment on his opponent. Even that first probe there, just putting on a huge amount of harassment, just taxing sort of in every which way possible. And so Hero was able to just get into the late game, a place where he thrives, long known for his macro PvZ style, and just demolish his opponent. Just keep that fourth from ever being able to go up and demolish him. There was no other way to put it. There was never a chance for sort of in that last game. He was able to just get up to that perfect composition, make sure that his opponent didn't have the gas to get the composition to defeat his own composition, and just win the game straight out, macroing behind it, taking as many bases as he possibly could, just making sure that he was always going to be defended from any kind of counter aggression, and just beautiful, completely standard textbook play there from Hero. Right now this probe is once again going to be making its way into the base for Hero, putting out some beautiful harassment as usual. Hero's micro, his multitasking just absolutely through the roof, and sort of is actually looking like he's going to be going for very much so the same play. Forge Fast Expand has already started back at home for Hero, going to be banking up a few minerals right now as well. The probe's just going to be kind of hanging out over here and just waiting for that Nexus to be going down as soon as he hits 400 minerals. The pylon block did already go down for Hero at the natural, and look at that right there. This is actually interesting. Right now the third hatchery is already down for SortOf. His response, in fact, to dealing with the natural being blocked, and Hero with that forge first is going to punish it. He's absolutely going to punish it. One drone going to be making its way over there, but there's absolutely no way that Hero is in fact going to be able to stop this. The cannon's going to be going up and sort of actually sending out a couple of lings right there, and oh, okay, I'm completely wrong. That probe ended up falling there with a beautiful block from the drone. A couple of Zerglings are making their way out as well, so that cannon is going to get canceled. If that probe had not died, this hatchery would have been dead. But that probe actually didn't end up mineral walking through there. The drone did end up getting the kill, so that's really unfortunate. A little bit of a blunder there from Hero, trying to fight the drone instead, or just kind of just trying to keep it in position. I'm not quite sure what happened, but a little bit of a blunder. He should have been able to deny this third. The third base does go down at the natural here for Western Wolves, sort of, as the hatchery does complete at the third. One queen going to be making its way over there. The long trek through the Valley of Daybreak. Back at home for Hero, the Forge Fast Expand has completed with the Nexus Queen down there, and the Gateway going to be joining as well. Cybernetics Core will complete that wall off, and Hero will be set to start his macro off of 2 base very soon here. Double gas going to be going down for our Protoss player as he starts his first Zealot. One of the key things to note is that there is in fact a probe out here on the map. One Zergling is going to be making its way out and does in fact scout the probe as well, so a nice win there for our Zerg player. Going to be making sure that that probe is not going to be checking for a third. That drone's not going to be dropping any kind of pylons, and so just a nice win in general. One pylon going to be going up here on the high ground right now. We'll see if that does in fact power a Robo or a Stargate here in the next couple of minutes, as this Cybernetics Core does finish, and there is a decent amount of gas. Warp Gate going to be started right there, and a Zergling finally going to be making its way over there to check the front gate, see what's going on. With +1 already being chrono boosted out right here, we'll see in fact how Hero does choose to follow this up, and it's going to be a Robo facility up there on the high ground. In the middle, going to be protected from Overlord's peeking eyes on either side of the map. One Zealot going to be making its way out across the map, probably going to be making its way over to the third, maybe even the natural, seeing as the natural is kind of the third this game. Back at home, gas is going to be going down right here at about 6:30 for our Zerg player. A little bit late, but knowing that his opponent did in fact only have 2 gases, he didn't need to be getting those gases up too soon. Roach Warren going to be going down there at 7 minutes as well, and the key thing to note is no Evo Chamber, at least not one that I'm seeing. Normally you drop the Evo Chamber at the same time as the Roach Warren, but once again, only going off of 2 gases, the chances of Stargate play are a little bit lower. The chances of Dark Templar play is almost absent. So you don't need the Evo Chamber quite as much, and in fact choosing to go for a fast lair here is our Zerg player. Not even going to be getting speed first, going to be going straight into lair. So we'll see what sort of is in fact going to be doing here. Maybe some kind of Mutalisk play? I don't even know. Going up to 4 gases over all 3 of his bases over here. So we'll see. Metabolic Boost and Evo Chamber going down now as Zerglings make their way over to check for something. Maybe going to be trying to put those Zerglings in position to deny the third. A Overlord did make its way into the base of Hero, managed to check a little bit over there, and this is unfortunate for SortOf because this area right here is where you will oftentimes see a Stargate, but Hero doing a very good job of placing the Stargate up there. A little bit of an Artosis pylon powering those 4 facilities for the time being. One Observer going to be making its way across the map as well. So with this a little bit sneaky play here with the lair, something that you don't see too often, you have 3 gas upgrades as the Zerg. You have your upgrades out of the Evo Chamber, oftentimes going to be +1 armor as a Zerg. You have your lair, and you have your speed. And a lot of the Zerg strategy really revolves around the timings of those 3. Which one you get first, which one you get second, and which one you're going to be getting last. And so with that lair coming out first, he's going to be able to very quickly get something like his Roach speed. That's something that's going to be a little bit more aggressive, and it's going to be protecting protecting SortOf. I keep wanting to call him Elfie, and I'm not quite sure why. Going to be protecting SortOf from any kind of aggression right here at about the 10-minute mark. But you're not going to be looking as good at defending something like about an 8-minute aggression, something like a 2-base gateway aggression, rather than a Immortal Sentry all-in, which could be what's coming here from Hero. Not going to be quite an all-in, but there could be certainly some Immortal Sentry aggression with this 3rd base going down. One Overseer is going to be falling, in fact, as it was chasing this Observer. Another Observer going to be making his way across the map right now, going to be making sure, just checking what's going on over here at the 3rd. Working off only 4 gases currently, so it's not looking like there's going to be, not looking like there's going to be any kind of tech swap right now. Looking like he's just going to go off of purely Zergling Roach, and there is going to be some aggression started here from our Zerg player. He wants to be able to punish this early 3rd. The 3rd going down there at about 9 minutes is quite early for Protoss, and he's going to be relatively vulnerable to all this early Roach Zergling aggression, rallying his units all the way across the map right now. The majority of this army is in fact sentries, and so force fields are going to be very key. If the force fields are not absolutely perfect, if Hero's not able to delay this long enough for his economy to kick in so that he can get some of these more Immortals, so that he can get more of these Stalkers, then he's actually going to take some pretty heavy damage. And right now it looks like there's actually just going to be a dual-pronged attack as Zerglings and Roaches hit both the 3rd and the front gate right here. The Roach is going to be trying to surround the Immortals right there and not managing to catch any of the Immortals for the time being. One cannon is the only thing that's going to be protecting the base right now, but nice force fields generally going to be going down and protecting most of these units, but not quite good enough. There's just not enough force fields. A lot of these units have already fallen, and there's only 3 sentries left right now. The 1 Immortal is the only thing left, and it's looking like SortOf is actually going to be able to take this game from Hero, as there's just nothing left for the time being to defend the base. A couple of sentries going to be warped in addition to some Stalkers to try to defend this, but look at all these reinforcements going to be coming across the map right now. Roaches and Lings just going to be streaming in, and Hero going for the economic play right here is being punished by the Zerg player. Zealot's going to be warping in, as Hero does not even have the economy to warp in anything else at this time, and Zealots versus, 30 Roaches, that's probably not going to do so well. Operating off of only these 3 gates plus the 1 up here at the front, Hero just does not have the infrastructure to defend. Going to be retreating here to the natural, where he does have a couple of Immortals working with his sentries, and he might be able to mount a defense but the Forge is already going to be falling in to join its partner, the Cybernetics Core. No more sentries, no more stalkers going to be warping in for the time being, and Roach is just going to be trying to press their advantage right now. One Immortal is going to fall for the time being. All these probes going to be pulled off. The Immortal does fall. One cannon's going to be falling. The Zergling's going to be able to start streaming in there, get right on top of these sentries, and if these sentries fall, so will the last force fields. The two Immortals being able to pound out damage, but taking so much damage themselves from these Zerglings. The probe's going to be trying to get in there and get us around onto the Roaches, but the Roaches are pretty damn effective at fighting probes, and Hero forced to GG out of game 2. So that was a bit of stark contrast there between these two games. The last game going very cleanly into a macro game. Both players just kind of saying, okay, well, we're just going to macro this thing. And then Hero punishing his opponent, denying his economy, and sort of saying, all right, you're going to go for the economic play this game. Forget that. I'm going for early speed. I am going all in right here on this Zergling Roach aggression, and that all in very much so successful. Working off of 86 drones back home, so even transitioning back into a beautiful economy was sort of, if this did not kill Hero, he was still going to be in an excellent transition state after taking out that third. So beautiful play there by SortOf. Nice job, and we'll see how Hero's going to respond in game 3. Thank you very much for watching. I've been your casting host, Beef, and we'll catch you